Hello everyone and welcome to today's session on Sage 50 Accounts Batch Reporting feature. Now today's session is booked out for around 30 minutes. It's quite a small feature, although very useful. We may not need that full 30 minutes, so you may get some time back today. Now it is just myself on today's session, so I will be hosting and I will be answering your questions. So please do bear with me on that front. So just a little bit of housekeeping if you're new to the sessions or you've been before. So when you join, you will be placed on mute automatically. If you wish to ask any questions, you just click on that icon that looks like a little speech bubble with the question mark in the middle, where I'll be able to pick your questions up. If you wish to download a copy of today's handout, you can click on that little icon that looks like a little document with the folded corner. I have included a normal version of the handout, but also a printer-friendly version as well. There isn't a lot to these slides, so it's quite a small slide deck, but some people like to make notes on those, so they are available for you. Just a reminder, like every session, this is going to be recorded and it is going to be included in your follow-up email. So we don't need to send it out to you separately. You don't need to request it. It will be available on your follow-up email. And you'll receive that email around an hour after the session has ended. Okay, so we're going to start by introducing the batch reporting, which leads a demonstration, and that's what primarily this session is about. It's all about the live demonstration. So we'll look at creating a new batch, how to edit or delete an existing one, and then how to run the batch reports once you've created those groups. We'll summarize the session, and then I will talk about upcoming webinars towards the end. If you do want to join in the steps that I am going to be demonstrating today, you can do that by going into demo data in the software, which you all have access to, and I will show you shortly how to access that. But like I say, please do keep your questions coming throughout the session, and like I say, I can pick those up as we go, rather than just wait until the very end. Okay, so a batch report is a collection of reports that can be viewed, printed, emailed, or exported together. You will find this option by going to Tools along the top, then into Batch Reporting. This option is available on Standard and Professional. If you are on Essentials and you do want to, utilize this option, you can contact your support team to upgrade your license. But the reason for this is, it's a quicker way to regularly produce the same reports. Saves you time by being able to run a group of reports in one go, rather than having to navigate various modules throughout the software. It will appear across all companies if you are not using DataPass for reports. So what we'll do now is, like I say, the introduction is quite quick, quite brief, so we'll go straight into the demonstration. So I'll pop over to my Sage software. Okay, so as you can see along the top, I am in my demonstration data, which reads Stationery and Computer Mart UK. If you want to do this whilst we're on the session, in your company or from your company selection screen, you will see demonstration data. If you are logged into a company, you can simply go to File, Open, and then in that list, you will see demonstration data. If it asks for a login, it's simply just the username manager, and there is no password to enter. Okay, so what we'll do first is I'll show you how to navigate to the batch report option. So you go to Tools along the top, And then towards the bottom, you'll see the option for batch reporting. Again, just a reminder, you will only see this if you are on standard or professional. So this is the batch reports window. So it looks a bit like the normal reporting window. You might have some favorites saved, so it will open in the favorites first. If we pop into batch reports, you can see we've already got some standard batch reports that exist that come with the software. So we've got one here. So we've got the trial balance, profit and loss, and balance sheets reports. So that's one batch. We've got a purchase order list and status. So this contains a purchase order report and a status report. And then you've got the same for sales list and status as well. So that's to say, if you want to favorite one of these, you can just click on the star, and that will then appear in your favorites. So once you've created some of your own batches, you might want to find that you want to use those favorites to make it a little bit easier to get to those. Because what you can do, if you create favorites, if I go to favorites along the top, it actually has the batch reports even there. So it's an even quicker way to navigate once you've set that up as well. So let's just run the sales order list and status. So we're going to click preview. So when you get this criteria window, you will be familiar with when you run reports. So this is a combined criteria based on the reports that are included in the batch. So we'll just leave the options as they are. We'll click OK. And we'll just make that a little bit bigger. We'll zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, we've got the sales order list. And you can see along the top, we've got two tabs. So it's a bit like if you've got you use a browser on the internet, you've got multiple tabs open. It's exactly the same. So you've got the sales order list here. And then on the right, we've got the sales order report. So what it does is it will create that batch of reports, and you'll just see if you've got more than two, you'll just have all of your reports along the top. So then you can flick between the different reports. You can also, exactly like you do with just a single report, you can also print these. If you just click print, it will do them all. If you click on the little arrow slightly to the right-hand side, you've got print the current report, so that would just be the one that you're in. Print all, or print all as individual jobs. So it's the same with email, same with export. You just want to export the current one, or if you want to export all, then what it'll do is it export it as one PDF document, just multiple pages. So it's up to you how you choose to do that. But like I say, it works exactly the same as if you were just doing a single report as well. So that is essentially how to run a batch report. And that's just using one of the existing ones here. If we want to create a new one, in the very top left, we click New. And you're presented with this window here. So we're going to do something very similar to this one, the first option here. We're going to call this year end. So it might be a case of when you're running your year end, your pre-year end checklist, you want to be running some certain reports to do your checks before you run that process. So why not use this as an example to create a batch? So you know you're going to be running year end, you go, right, okay, well, I'm going to run year end reports. If I've got it favorited, I can simply go to favorites and then click that batch. So this is going to include, we're going to have the trial balance. We'll just do it in abbreviations just for quickness. So we've got trial balance, balance sheet, P&L, and then also as well, we're going to include age, debtors, and age and creditors as well. So we'll just put that there. Once you've got your description in, your name of your group, we'll put like year-end reports actually. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go look for those reports. So we're going to go into reports. We'll go into 2024. We're going to go down to nominal. We'll not go to 2024, it'll be this one, apologies. So we're just going to go to the one that says reports, not the one with the year. We're then going to go down to nominal. So it has, let's go down. So we'll open up the nominal one here. We'll make this a little bit bigger so we can see. Might want to maximize that out there a little bit, actually, a little bit better. Then you can see all the different options. So we've got it in nominal. We're then going to pop in, so we'll do the trial balance first because that's what we've got in here. So we'll do the trial balance reports and we'll add in the period trial balance. Now you can move this across two ways. So you can double click, or what you can do is, if we move that back, we click, highlight the one that we want, and then we click add along the top. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. So we'll add the period trial balance, then going to add the balance sheet. We'll add in the profit and loss. So that's those management reports. Now we want to add in our creditors and our debtors. So we'll go to customer, age debtors reports, and what we'll do is we'll just just add a summary one. Actually, we'll add a drillable one there. So we'll add the drillable one in there, and then we'll go to suppliers and we'll do the same. Now, the order that we add these in the list is the order that they preview in. So you remember those little tabs that we had along the top? So that's going to go period trial balance, balance sheet, profit and loss, age debtors, then age creditors. If you want to move them up or down, so you want them to preview in a different order, you might want your, for example, you might want to have your age debtors and creditors at the top. You might want to do those ones first, then the rest. So you can move them up and down the list, and that's how they'll preview once you've saved the group. So we're happy with the ones that we've added. So we'll click save. It's going to ask me to name my batch report. So we'll just call this year-end report. We'll click save. And it'll appear in the list here. We'll add it to our favorites. So then when I come to do my year-end reports, I simply go to the favorites along the top, click year-end reports, brings up the criteria. We'll click OK. And you can see even how quick that was to run as well. So you can get all of those reports just by clicking favorites and then clicking the report that you need. So it's 2 clicks to get the data that you need, the information that you need. We just pop back in there. So pop into tools, back to batch reporting. You can see it shows in my year-end reports there. If you wish to edit that batch, again, you can either highlight, right click, and click edit. Alternatively, you can just click edit along the top. If you want to add more reports, you want to remove reports. So for example, I do just want to have my management reports in there. I can remove that, click save, and that saves those. But you want to also remember as well, if you are going to remove them, and it's in the description, just remember to take those out of the description as well. So then this will update. If you wish to delete, you can again highlight, click delete, or right click and click delete as well. Now, what you might want to do as well is you might want to create a batch where you want to start off with a basis of existing a batch that you've got, and then you want to add to that one. So it might be, for example, you want to start with the year-end reports. So we'll click edit. So this is my basis. I then want to add in, for example, go back to nominal. I might want to add in my nominal activity report. So add that in there. You might want to add some other, like you say, other reports in there. We'll just stick with this for now. But like you say, you might want to start with a basis, add more reports in. We'll add in, tell you what, we'll add back in the customers. So go back to age debtors. We'll just add a summary one for this point, and then we'll go back to suppliers. Add that back in. So you start off with the basis, you might want to add a couple of reports in, but instead of clicking save, you click save as. But what we'll do is we'll change this, so we'll just change this to year-end reports 2.0. We'll add in nominal act, normal act, age debtors, and age creditors. So then we've just got a list of the ones that are included in there, but this time we click save as. Let's just say for the file we'll call it extra, because it might be a little bit funny if we put 2.0 in the file name. So we'll just call this extra, just to differentiate between the two. We'll click save. So what that's then done is it then creates a second one. So then if you've got a one with quite a lot of reports, you don't want to sit there and go through and navigate and add them all back in as a new template. You can kind of use the ones that you've got as a basis, add to them, but just remember to click save as to create a copy of that. So then add that to favorites. We pop to tools, favorites, and then you can see it appears in there. It's going to open up the criteria for me. Again, this is combined criteria for the reports that you're running. You click OK. And look at that. I've got all of those reports. They're all running for me, one by one. And like I say, you can see the order that we've got them in. If you want to change the order, you can do that also. So you can see how much quicker it is to get access to that information. Okay, so that is the batch reporting feature. If you were to run the reports for year end, you would need to run 5 reports, which means navigating to 3 different modules just to run those reports. Whereas this option allows you to run them all in one place, export, save as one document, or multiple documents as well. Okay, so we haven't had any questions come through as of yet. So what I'm going to do is I am going to pop back to my slides. And I'm just going to talk about one of the sessions that we've got coming up for 50 accounts. So bear with me. Just pop back to my slides. So again, now's your chance to get some questions through before we do wrap up the session. So just while waiting for that, we'll just talk about what we've got coming up. So you may have already heard us talking about it. If you haven't, definitely recommend looking into it. So we're doing Copilot within Sage 50 accounts. So we've got a webinar that's already been running, and we've had quite a lot of attendance on that. So you can join us on our webinar for demonstrations and learn how Sage 50 Copilot can help you with managing your debt, managing stock, monitoring business performance, improving data accuracy, and report analysis as well. So I'll show you how to find the link will be in your follow-up email, but I will also show you how to get access to that. So on the Help Center, you can either click on the handout, you can click register now. If you're wanting to have a look at the other sessions that we're also going to be running as well, you can click on sage.co.uk/webinars. Alternatively, when you come to the Help Center, you can click webinars along the top. So there's multiple ways you can get access to registering for our sessions. If you want to watch recordings, you've got the option here for previous sessions that we've done. We do already have a Copilot session recorded if you do wish to go on there. But if you want to join our session, we've got dates throughout April and May. It's about 45 minutes, and that's with Michael. You'll go through some demonstration. You can ask your questions live on the session as well. We've also got the management reports badge, so we are doing more dates in May. If you did miss that, that's where you've got to attend 5 out of the 6 sessions and the quiz. We're just given the last opportunity for anyone who wishes to join on that. So that's where we're going to be covering nominal records, working with the chart of accounts, the trial balance, profit and loss in your balance sheet, running your management reports for previous or future financial year, reconciling your aged debtors or creditors, the business dashboard, and then we test your knowledge at the end. And also as well, you don't have to get all the answers right or a certain percentage right. It's the attendance that counts on that quiz. So like I say, we've got plenty of sessions coming up throughout April, and I'm pretty sure May is on there now as well. Let's just have a quick check. So yes, we also have May sessions right up till the end of May if you wish to get registered for those as well. Okay, so no questions have came through, so hopefully I've done my job right. But that does bring us to the end of today's session. If you wish to ask a question, now's your chance before we come to an end. But if you've got what you need today and you want to leave the session, you will receive an email in around an hour or so with links to both our webinar schedule and today's recorded session for you to refer back to if needs be. Upon exiting the session, you will see a survey at the end. If you could please let me know any comments, feedback, what you liked, what you think I could have done better. I do like to read every single feedback on there as well and how we can improve our sessions. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll wrap the session up. I want to say thank you to you all for your participation today. And just a reminder, we've got plenty of sessions over the next couple of weeks, so don't be shy and get registered. So I want to say another thank you and take care.